it's actually clean.
So why do y'all? That's it. Somebody will say.
Yes. Ignore that, everyone. Obviously, we are having a fun time. You guys can kind of see I will have a special guest with me, / do have a special guest already. But we're really excited to talk about some stuff. If you guys don't see Blake, we have Justin already kind of teased it in the comments where he said he's really digging the new website. So we're kind of still working on some stuff there. So if Blake is able to make it, yay. If not, we'll have a good show. Yeah. My face I can't help it. I got a lot of compliments last week. So, you know her, Justin?
On your face?
I think it was more of like my reactions.
Oh, I get compliments on my face all the time.
But we want to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to hide us, but then you guys will still see the slideshow, and let us know if the video goes, because I know sometimes I have issues with that. Stop it here. Boom. So let me know. I know Justin's usually pretty quick at replying, if you guys can still hear us. Good morning, Donna and Justin. And
Justin knows me, or you. Maybe he knows me both.
Blake is joining. Hold, please.
Blake
give me Blake Retro.
Oh.
Blake, I can hear you. I don't know if hold on. I'm gonna have to put headphones in.
Whoa.
It's gonna echo with him. Okay.
Oh.
That way you can still hear. You can hear us, Justin? Sweet. We'll get going then. Thank you for everyone joining. If you don't know, I'm Nicole, right? I work for communications and marketing, and this is our live city update for the city of Weatherford. Blake, I'll bring you on in a second. Well, you know what? I guess we'll bring you on now. Get ready. Ready?
Welcome, Blake.
Boom. You're there. It's just morning. Well, that's I had it off.
It wasn't a party without you, Blake.
Hey, Kristen.
Hi.
How's it going?
So sweet.
So good.
So
Morning,
we launched our new website. I was in the city secretary's office, and we're working through some glitches. So,
which is that screen grab I still have up on screen. We'll dive into it a little bit later. I have it pulled up to where I can actually walk you guys through some of the changes to the website, but we are really excited, and shout out to everyone who has given us compliments so far, because I didn't even post about it going live yet, because technology and us, our luck. So I was going to wait. Yeah, it's a transition. So I was going to wait, but I already had people messaging last night that they liked it. So I'll go ahead and get started.
Was that like a new?
It was like thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Oh, okay. I like to pick on Nicole from time to time.
It's like he gets dressed up today, and he's getting sassy. He's getting sassy in his dressed up clothes.
Well, I like to have fun,
Absolutely.
So I'm going to hop back over to just the PowerPoint showing. And we'll go ahead and get started with city resources. So, of course, that newly designed website I was talking about, guys, is weatherfordtx.gov. That is your one-stop shop for all things Weatherford. We've got links over to our city-run tourism, which is the next website, which is experienceweatherford.com. We've got all of our live meetings show there. You can pay all of your bills and tickets. You can look at adoptable pets. You can put in service requests, or you can use the My Weatherford, which we'll talk about in a second. Of course, we have economic development website. Shout out to Kristen, who's in the office with me, which is Choose Weatherford. So that's when businesses are looking at coming here. And trust me, we do want more businesses here. They typically say that when cities aren't growing, they're dying. So I'd rather see us grow and prosper like we are. Yeah. And then, of course, we have our downtown website, which is heritagesquareweatherford.com. That will be updated as that project moves forward. I know it's been a little bit, but we'll move forward from there. Then, of course, you can follow us on all major social media. So on Facebook, we are at Weatherford, Texas. On Instagram, we are City of Weatherford. On Twitter, we are City Weatherford. YouTube, which is just kind of a holding spot for us, we are Weatherford. Not to be confused with the oil and gas company that also has a YouTube channel, but you'll see our logo, it's us. And then, of course, we are on Nextdoor as an agency, City of Weatherford. You do have to follow us. As an agency, we cannot interact inside private neighborhoods. You can just see our news blast and comment and mention there. But I know we talk about like road closures and emergency situations on Nextdoor. So make sure you're following us there. Blake, you want this one?
Yeah, and then, of course, we have the My Weatherford mobile app, which is free, available by visiting the App Store or Google Play. And you can check out the transportation plan on there as well. Nice graphic, Nicole. Very nice. I like that.
I appreciate that.
The plug for transportation right there, right?
Oh, it was well planned with what's coming up in a couple of slides.
Perfect. All right. So the My Weatherford app, you can actually submit service requests as well with that mobile app. So if you see a pothole or maybe a down utility pole, which I hope that never happens, but it does from time to time, you can submit a service request, and we typically respond to those within 24 hours. It's not a guarantee, but we typically do respond within 24 hours. And then, of course, I think, Nicole,
I'll let you do the next slide, too, so I can reply to this comment.
Yeah, that's fine. Is the Weatherford Eats mobile app. That's in affiliation with the experienceweatherford.com brand. That's our tourism brand. And this is also a free mobile app available on Google Play and the App Store. And basically, it's a listing of all of the eateries right here in the city limits of Weatherford. And this was launched at the beginning or early onset of COVID during the pandemic, or if I can talk, the early
I'm right there with you.
Parts of the pandemic, excuse me. And you can go and see what all the offerings are from our eateries, whether they have carry out, delivery, et cetera, et cetera. The cool feature is it's free for the eateries as well. So they can create their page and always make updates free of charge.
Which will then take us into, I don't know who all missed last week. So if you did, we are doing a citizens response survey. Technically you could just do business here in town. It is what it like. You'll go through the survey. We had Chad and we had Terry come talk last week, but this is still open until March. I think 26th is what we were looking at closing it. So feel free to go ahead and fill out that survey. I'll share a link for it in a second in the comments. But it's super easy, drag and drop. I know that they also presented it to council. I know we had 174 people reply from when it opened last Tuesday until today, early this morning. So guys, fill it out. We want to hear from you. Leave comments. The guys are going through the comments, but it really helps with our capital transportation improvement plan. So I just wanted to give that another shout out since that's still open for a little bit, and I'll share that link in a second.
So can I interject? This survey, I've taken a lot of surveys. I'm sure everybody has, but this one, you can actually identify specific areas where you see that improvements are needed. And that's what I really like about this particular survey, is that it's not just, hey, I think in general, we need this or we need that. It's no, right here, we need a crosswalk, or right here, we need a landscaping or what have you.
And I think it helps. So I was actually talking to some of the guys, and it really helps because we can often, we get focused on what our pre-existing projects are and what a lot of people tend to reach out to us.
Sure.
So it really helps us see what people who are daily going through our streets, running, biking, whatever, are actually needing.
Yeah, or even if you know that there's a street project in the works and you want it to be moved up, or you think that need's going to get there before we're projected to get to it, you can identify that in here. This is a really cool survey. I'm really jazzed about it, obviously.
I'm really excited to see all the results from it. So I guess we won't nerd out on that too much. Blake,
yeah, okay.
I guess I'll let you take the next slide, which you should be really excited about.
Surprise me. Let's see. All right. No, Nicole, I feel like you worked really hard on this project. So I'm going to let you talk about it because you deserve to talk about it because you did most of the work.
Oh, he's being all sweet.
Red, he wants you to do it.
And I want people to know that. I want people to know. I really do. I want people to know that Nicole put in a lot of time and energy into this redesign, and she's the brainchild behind it. She did a really good job, and so all the credit goes to her. She's a valued employee here, and I'm very proud of this project. And you, Nicole.
It was a team effort. Okay, we had a committee.
Pass the tissues, guys.
I think I got teary-eyed there for you, Nicole.
Well, I appreciate it. So I just wanted to point out, it is going to be still super easy. You can search up top. Search bar is a little bit bigger to find, easier to find now. You hover, and it'll tell you what section you're on. None of these sections have really changed other than we kind of cleaned it up to make it a little bit quicker to pick between the different departments or different services and things that you guys would want. But it's super easy. So if you wanted to, you can still advance these. So I have like a link to our crime mapping. Click on the little gray bar section. It goes there. We kind of cleaned up. We used to have like 9 icons, and I think we found only really 6 of them were being used. Thanks, Heath. Oh, stop. You guys make me blush. It's a good thing they're not on camera. My ears are probably a little red, but they're not. We
won't talk about it.
Yeah. But it should be super easy. We've linked over to, I probably did do like 2 hours of research to see what all people were actively using on the website. So you can click to pay online. Agendas and minutes obviously is going to take you to all of our meeting archives and everything. And then if you want to see the live meetings, you'll click right here where it's blue hyperlink meetings, live and archived. If you keep scrolling down, these are our top visited departments. So it should be quick and easy to get to these different departments that most people are visiting. And then if you scroll down some more, we've got some new sections. So quick and easy to go submit a service request. Download the apps. So I've got links to all of like our Weatherford Eats and the My Weatherford. Also did a link over, shout out to Tiffany for being the feature in our video, did a link over to our YouTube channel. So if you open it up and then you click her picture again, it'll take you to the YouTube channel that has all of our, I love that little laugh though, has all of the employee highlight videos we've done so far. We kind of tried to I took what people were searching and using the most on the website and put it on that front center thing. And then if you continue to scroll down, you'll see we consolidated the calendar. So like all of our events are also linked in with all of our meetings. So you can click view all events and it'll pull up a bigger calendar view for that. But we're really excited. We feel like it more closely ties to like what we did with the Experience Weatherford website. And it should be easier to navigate. We're still working out some kinks, so kind of work with us for a couple of days on that.
It's been live for what, 24 hours maybe?
24 hours as of 2 p.m. today.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and shout out to Justin from the library for watching. He has been updating all of those events and calendars and stuff. So we're really excited. I feel like, we're kind of moving forward on some of that stuff. So Yeah, Blake, you're back on screen.
I know. I was just listening.
And then I guess we will go back to the slideshow.
Perfect.
And Blake gets to do the next one. You ready? He gets really, really enthusiastic for him.
Surprised me because I'm not sure what's next. Oh, I know what you're doing. You want me to say it?
Oh, he's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. Look at this.
He's not feeling
Rumor control.
He doesn't think he does a good job. I think he gets compliments.
Did I nail it?
You nailed it.
I mean, I heard it through the wall.
Did you really? Because you're an office.
Yeah.
You're an office over. Wow, that's probably too loud then if you heard it through the wall.
Well,
so no heart aid. And so this rumor came from one of our board and commission members. I'll just say his name is Lance. I won't give out his last name, but
he also watches a lot of Tuesdays.
I know he's watching. I know he's smiling right now because I gave him credit. So Lance, who has an office very close to our building in another building on Palo Pinto, called me and said there's a rumor going around that we're getting a hard aid, but we're not. That's very sad because I like barbecue. I wish we were getting a hard aid. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be.
I mean, I'm always welcoming of new businesses.
Maybe one day.
But luckily on today's show, we have the economic development guru, Miss Kristen, with us. So maybe she can give details on how we can get a hard aid.
Sure. I know you guys are really good at promoting the fact that if anybody sees something that they see a gap here that we don't have, or that you just really think would be successful here, the best thing you can do. Hi, I'm here. As I lean out of it. Anyways, hi. So the best thing you can do is write to that company or contact them however they prefer to be contacted, because the way these people do business is that they look at our demographics. And as we all know, statistics never apply to the individual, right? So the same thing is it's the same story with cities. It's maybe their demographics don't show the numbers that they're looking for, but that may not be indicative of what's actually happening here in the city. So if you can write to them and say, hey, I would shop there. I have friends that would shop there. I spend money over here. I'm going over there to do business over there. Why don't you bring that here? And I'd be a more frequent flyer. There's nothing better that they can hear from a customer other than that.
Yeah. And I think it's an interesting point that we preach about, and that you preach about Krista, because I think I relate it to like voting when I hear someone say, well, I don't vote because my vote doesn't make a difference. Could you imagine if like we're a city of 35,000 plus people, if 10,000 called these businesses that, hey, they listen to that more than they do us. So just keep that in mind. It does matter. It does make a difference.
They do, absolutely. And sorry, I'm losing my earbud here.
You're good. Sorry, I leaned away.
Yeah, don't leave me. You can't leave me. Sorry. Anyways, the way I try to do it is, anything coming from my department, I can write to these companies all day long or contact them and try to build a relationship. And I can do that all day long. But it's the difference between having like a car salesman tell you that the car is everything you want it to be and having a friend tell you that the car is everything you want it to be. You're going to trust the people who are going to spend money at your establishment, right? I can do my sales pitch to them and they're looking at me like, yeah, you're wanting to make money off of me, right? Sure. But if you contact them and say, hey, I'm just a community member and I want to spend money here, I want to help grow your business because that's who I support, it's a whole different ballgame for them to hear that.
Exactly.
So Kristen, I will move on to the next slide. Ignore all the craziness that you get to see the behind the scenes.
I like that I'm a green blob.
Well, do you want me to pull you back up? I mean, I used y'all's economic development colors, but
James Green?
Yeah, I did. It's James Green. But if you want to talk about the different trade areas.
Sure. So I know you guys go through this all the time. These are the two numbers that we use the most in economic development. People want to know, especially for retail, that is. People want to know if I come there, where are my customers going to be? And that's where we get these figures right here. There's a primary and a secondary trade area that we promote more than anything. And these are the people that are spending money, like Nicole has on the screen here, 3 to 5 times a week or just a couple of times a month. These are the people that are coming to town and actively spending money. And that's what these retailers in particular are looking for is, okay, what can I expect to get from my investment? Because maybe the demographics support what I'm looking for. Maybe they don't. But if I could be guaranteed that at least, in our case, 190,000 plus people are going to be here, that gives me a pretty good indication of being able to be successful in any community, or specifically ours, I suppose.
So this is that primary trade area that she was just talking about. That's
it's pretty wide. It's like 1,100. We measured it out once. It's like 1,100 square miles, something like that. You'll notice it kind of cuts off to the east because then you start getting into the Metroplex. But as far as northwest and south go, we're pretty much the last stop for a good long ways, which means we get a lot of people that come in here quit leaving me. Sorry. We get a lot of people that come to Weatherford. I mean, I like the way that this map lays it out because you can see all the different routes that come to Weatherford. But these are the people that are coming to Weatherford because this is the biggest town within reason for them to drive to. So we're in a really good position right now, especially with the way Fort Worth is moving along and they're growing. We're getting, people say we're getting closer to Fort Worth, and it's just because Fort Worth's expanding toward us. Anyway, we get all these people coming to Weatherford to spend their money. And that's exactly what these retailers want to see.
So then that's the secondary. So that's
this one's even bigger. You can see it even encompasses all the way out to Possum Kingdom and even out to Cisco. Wow. Anyways, these are numbers and areas that people are looking at when they're looking at where they're going to get customers from. And, like I said, if you can write to these people and say, hey, I really see a need here. I know maybe you're not looking real hard at Weatherford, or maybe you've looked at Weatherford once before and it didn't fit what you were looking for. Give them a reason to look at it again. Give them a reason to go back and say, well, okay, we weren't seeing what we really wanted to see, but maybe we should give that another shot because I've got, a handful of people at very least saying we would be successful here.
Okay. Sorry, I was replying to
that threw me off
questions about the car wash. So Heath asked, guys, in case you didn't see his question, is there a car wash going in at the old Taco Cabana? No, I will say, I'm going to bring us back on screen. I will say that I have heard this rumor in a lot of our car wash and a lot of our groups and stuff on social media. I'm going to turn it back. Sorry.
Fine.
Well, if you scoot over.
No. Now nobody's on camera.
A lot of our community groups have been talking about it. It was a rumor, and I did see I saw everyone who was saying yes. And I know that some of them are people who are friends with city workers or city officials, but no one has actually submitted a permit. They did ask about going in there. They never actually pulled or asked for permits or went to the next step with that. And with all those different zoning changes and stuff that was talked about at the last council and the planning and zoning, correct? Yes. Planning and zoning before that, it's very unlikely due to the fact of not having a car wash within 2 miles of another car wash. But I do appreciate you bringing that up because that really does help us kind of group in on some of those rumors that I might not get to address on a daily other than right on the comment that they come from.
Hey, Granbury Chamber says hello to us. Hey, Granbury Chamber. Hey. How's it going? That's awesome.
I like how I waved and it still didn't cover your head.
Come up and we need to go to Granbury, and Granbury needs to come up here. We need to do a professional day.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. I love it.
So rumor control, because I know that Blake doesn't really like to do them, so I'll do it. It's fine.
You nailed it. It was great.
I'm also off on my left versus right on the
I know.
It's really throwing me off today. Hi, Ida. I'll bring back the slideshow back up because our next slide is the long one that everyone always asks about. So these are our actual applications for permits and ongoing projects. So we can talk about what's coming to town. I heard a rumor from a friend who heard it from a cousin who heard it from the prince of, I don't know, that this business is coming to town.
I know we couldn't trust the prince.
Right, untrustworthy subject right there. But guys, we never really talk about stuff until they have submitted actual paperwork. We would hate to tell you something is coming to town and it turn around and they pull their permit or they don't come here. So we will talk about it, and we do typically try to tell you guys when someone pulls their permit, like we did with Go Locos Tacos a while back. But right now we have Boot Barn, and they are looking at 146 East I-20. They got their tenant improvement approved.
That is where Home Zone moved out of, for those who don't know the address by address.
I appreciate that.
So it'll be over there kind of by Coles where Home Zone was.
And I think for the show, the live show, I think Economic Development, Kristen in particular, is going to go buy me and Nicole some new boots once they open up. So we appreciate that, Kristen.
I don't remember hearing that at all. That sounds like rumor control.
I like that rumor, though.
You like how I put her on the spot, Nicole?
I did. I'm ready, Blake.
To get us some new boots.
I appreciate the hustle. Fort Worth Lighting Co. over at 1810 South Main also had their tenant improvement, as did Wholesale Electric at 219 West I-20. And so did Weatherford Bakery at 2113 Clear Lake. And guys, I'm laughing because theirs is pending. But I'm laughing because I keep looking at Kristen to see if she's going to just drop facts on every single address I offer.
Some of them I can,
but I am just looking at her. Then yesterday, Sandwich Shop is over at 122 York. Tenant improvement issued. They are just moving down the block. So have no fear. You can still get your sandwiches and salads from a local favorite. Then Fort Worth Waxing at 1704 Santa Fe Drive had their revised occupancy request. It is still pending at this moment. Brazos Regional Neurology. Whew, I couldn't say that last time.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah. At 150 Willow Creek. Yeah, see, I can't talk again. At Willow Creek Drive also has the revised occupancy request pending. Whew. Dane Electric LLC at 1424 Clear Lake Drive is also in their pending at that same stage. Cypress Engine Accessories at 2322 3 Tin Top Drive. I did not say that properly. I just went with it.
A lot of numbers.
Is also as their revised occupancy request pending. Level 10 Concrete at 219 West I-20 is also in their pending under their revised occupancy request. Victron at 2802 Mineral Wells Highway has had their commercial permit issued. And also Texas Roadhouse at 201 West I-20 also has had that commercial permit issued. And guys, we get questions about this all the time. It is going across the street from like Home Depot and where the old Applebee's is. We were really excited to see them come. I know they've posted multiple times about openings for jobs and stuff, so check them out.
Let's see. Ken is asking when it's opening?
Going to open up again.
The Texas Opry.
Texas
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
I don't know, but we can ask around and see who might know someone.
Well, I don't know if there's any plans now for anything to happen with that. I know it's one of those things that's constantly kind of in the back of everyone's mind, but the owner hasn't moved forward with any hard plans yet. As far as Texas Roadhouse, they're supposed to be open by March is what they told us.
Yes, that's the last I heard or saw as well. So then Blue Beacon at 1712 Banks, commercial permit issued. Guys, we've been talking about them for a while. They've been working on their landscaping. They've extended the amount of bays they have. They actually have one that is there for RVs and boats and stuff, which is really exciting. I know a lot of people in the area, not just in town, that RV or boat and stuff. So that'll be really fun as people get to transition back to doing more outdoor stuff as the weather maybe decides to not be as cold. I say that looking outside today. Storehouse Storage at 917 West I-20 has had their commercial permit issued as well, as has Safekeeping Storage over at 445 North Rick Williamson. And then Sagebrook. Wow, I just changed the name.
This is a tough Tuesday.
Sagebrook Offices. I mean, amen. At 210 East Church has their commercial permit pending. Quick Stop at Rick Williamson and FM 920 is in their site development, which is currently in review. Russell Feed at 2610 South Main, plat approved, site plan reviews complete, which means they will be moving on to the next stage. Woohoo! And then Atwoods over at Fort Worth Highway and Azle Highway has had their commercial. Wow, I'm changing words now.
Commercial? Or their conditional
use permit approved. They are finalizing their plat. And for everyone who has asked, that is going in behind the gas station, which is Circle K.
That's it.
See, I said that one time and someone corrected me, and now I'm like all messed up every time. So we're really excited to have them come in as well. And yes, they are going in that field. We've had a lot of people ask. They will be going in that field behind that gas station. See. Blake, you want this one?
All right, this is current non-residential projects. The following slides are basically graphs, I guess, for lack of better words. And I like these because
Maps with charts.
Charts. There you go. Thank you. They're a snapshot of the activity that's currently taking place within the city limits of Weatherford, and I think it's just a quick snapshot of how much activity there actually is. I'm guilty of it. I'll drive around. I'll be like, I haven't seen anything happen in a while. When in fact, there's a lot going on. I may not be going down the certain streets where the activity is happening or the construction is happening. So these are good graphs that we all like to show. This is current non-residential. So this is basically commercial projects that are taking place within the corporate city limits of Weatherford. So it's really all across the board. And then the next slide is going to show you the residential projects. And there's even more activity. So one of the things that I love about these two graphs is that it shows you, just one second.
He's going to hold everyone on the edge of their seat.
Like, it's important for us.
Sorry, my phone was going off. I didn't want it to be a distraction. So
too late.
1 second. There we go. Okay. So basically, the correlation that you see between the two is with commercial development comes residential development. So they kind of play off of each other. A lot of times we hear people say to us, why are we trying to become Dallas-Fort Worth? I don't think that's really ever the intent. We are Weatherford. We are our own community. We have our own unique qualities. But what we're experiencing, and Alito and Brock are experiencing it as well, is people are coming to the area naturally. Perhaps they're, feel that Dallas-Fort Worth is getting too large for them, and they're moving to more rural areas, what happens, that makes Weatherford become larger, more like a larger city than a rural area. So, you can't keep people from moving to the area. It's a free market. They can buy a home in our city limits, or they can lease or rent property here to live here. And so when that takes place, businesses follow because they go where the dollars are. So always keep that in mind. Man, this person is persistent, Nicole. They really want to talk to me today, don't they?
I mean, they do. I fully agree.
They should watch your live show.
That's right. They're obviously not watching.
Obviously.
Not to put them on the spot.
So anyways, I really love these graphs because it really shows you how one impacts the other. And it's just, I know you can't see the details in the chart on your screen because it's so small, but we really just put this up there so you can see the activity real quickly of what's taking place. So anyways, like I said, growth is a natural thing, and we're experiencing that right now, and we will continue to experience that for the next 10 plus years, in my opinion.
Oh, at least. And, while you, like you said, growth is pretty natural, it's our job to help manage it.
Yep.
There, we're back.
Yeah.
So I know you guys get questions all the time about why don't we put stuff on this end of town or that end of town, or why does everything go on I-20 or what have you. And Blake, I think you do a pretty good job of explaining the free market system, and that we can try and tell them where we think they would be successful within our zoning regulations and where available land is. But at the end of the day, it's not our call. It's completely up to the business owner where they think they'll be successful. And all we can do is provide the information and try to direct them as best we can.
Yep. And that is, what Kristen does on the daily. She's always working with those prospective businesses. She's also providing, them information with demographic information or the commercial zoning areas that we have. And we often get people say, well, why are we not putting in a grocery store to the north? It's no different than if you take your name and put, Blake Rexroth's grocery store. You can't make me build on the north side of Weatherford if I don't want to. So we can suggest that as a need in our community and give them information, but they can take that information and do as they please. And so Kristen does a good job to really not advertise, but share information to those potential businesses. And that's what she does daily. And she does a really good job at it. And I'm glad that she's been with us today on the show.
But also, she also helped, I know that the three of us did the business recovery task force. during the start of COVID, and Kristen is still maintaining that business group on Facebook where the businesses can share each other's deals and ask for help and advice. Yeah. And Kristen is constantly sharing all of these different resources available.
Yep. It's that whole notion of building the strong community, building a strong business community. And that's really part of what economic development is. It's community development, it's business development. And they work together, like you were talking about just a minute ago, Blake. Those two things, they need each other. And without one, you won't have the other. And I fully support having our businesses really tend to each other's needs and being able to recommend each other's services.
Yep.
And I think it's interesting because I think a lot of cities, economic development tends to just look at new businesses. You're always out there helping all of our existing businesses as well.
Sure. Actually, on the economic development front, while attraction is, the pretty thing and seeing dirt moving is always exciting and that kind of thing, it's more costly to bring a new business to town than it is to keep an existing one. Somebody that's already committed to your town and already invested in your community. That's the preferable way to go, to keep a business rather than lose one and get a new one. So, we say all the time about support local, and I know we run those campaigns quite often, and the chamber does too. And before I started this job, I thought, yeah, okay, you just want me to support the little guys, but really there's a lot of value in keeping our local economy going and in keeping our local businesses in operation because they're already here. They've already made an investment. We don't have to try and sell them on Weatherford. They're already a part. They're already supporting, your Pee-wee kids football and just making donations to the community and being an active part of the community.
And I think it's a great point that you bring up, Kristen, because you often hear, and this is nothing new, you hear about it at a state level, even a national level in regard to property taxes. But a large portion of our general fund, our operational budget, comes from sales tax. And if you look at those zones that we showed a couple slides back, Zone 1 and Zone 2, people were coming here from, are you bringing the slides back up, Nicole?
Mm-hmm. The trade areas.
Yeah, the trade areas. So people were coming from outside the city limits and spending their hard-earned dollars, and we collect sales tax for every transaction in the city limits of Weatherford, and that comes back to our community. So if you live here, you can understand why Kristen's role is vital to our operation here.
Sure. And these people, just like you're saying, these people that come from outside the city limits, they just come and spend money and go back home. Yep. They're not a burden on our infrastructure, really. This is, it's the best kind of economic development is always going to be tourism because they're not really a burden on your infrastructure, but they bring in all the money.
Yep. And that's why, like, for example, projects that we've done on South Main, we have wayfinding, we have gateways into the city. It's appealing, it's attractive, and people see that. And they're like, wow, Weatherford looks nice. I want to come here. I want to participate in commerce. And so those are everything that we do, everything that the departments do work hand in hand. And I think that's really what's cool about it all.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Blake, I have yet another rumor control that all three of us could do at the same time.
Well, I think as a guest, we should let Kristen do this one and see what she's got. Let's see what she's got.
Hold on.
No pressure. No pressure.
I'm ready. Y'all ready?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Rumor control.
We're going to record other people doing rumor control, and we're going to share it from now on. New idea.
Done.
She really got.
Will not hold this against me. I did. I had to build up all the tension I had.
We should do a contest, like people submit videos of themselves saying rumor control, and then we can air them during the live show.
As long as they submit, I'm going the wrong way. As long as they submit like a horizontal video, I'm down, and we'll pick people, and it'll be guess the guest.
Guess the guest?
Guess the guest. Oh, I like it. It's a new game.
New board game.
New board game.
So that's a challenge.
That is a challenge.
Send that video to NWRIGHT at weatherfordtx.gov. Submit your video to Nicole doing your best rumor control, and we'll put it on the show.
I'll share it in the comments too.
I love it.
And you have to be excited about it, though.
You have to be excited, yeah.
So on that note, the rumor control was about putt, which Nicole's laughing at me for the way I said that.
It's because I stopped paying attention so I could put it in the comments, and I'm making a face that no one else can see, and then she says it like that. I can't help it.
Anyways, no putt-putt for now, but guys, we do have Grand Adventure, and if you haven't been there, I don't think you're going to miss putt-putt once you go.
And go-karts.
And the go-karts.
I appreciate you, because literally I've seen it in like 4 community groups of people saying, hey, we're getting a putt-putt, and then like we're not. But that's always my reply. So when I put in the rumor control for putt-putt, I was thinking, oh, and we'll lead into talking about Grand Adventure.
Yeah. Who needs putt-putt when you have Grand Adventure?
That's right.
Support
and Councilwoman Wilder is commenting in regard to the challenge of sending the rumor control videos, and so I expect a video from Councilwoman Wilder today. That is a challenge.
Wow!
Shots fired. No, that's not a shot. That's an opportunity.
Opportunities fired.
That's right. Because she engaged in the discussion, and I think that she should be aired on our next show. And I know
like the ice bucket challenge where you challenge someone.
I know she doesn't like her photo taken, so I know she's laughing right now.
But like a video is slightly different than a picture.
It's a moving picture.
Yeah, well, I think she...
And it's not live, so you can record it and re-record it as many times as you want to before you submit. That's fine.
I'm going to get in so much trouble with her for this now. I'm
so glad you decided to pick on her, not me. She said, get real. I can't. And then I also wanted to refresh, which, by the way, there's a new screenshot since we have a new website design on what our development and neighborhood services, their development projects. I'm going to solo it on the screen where you guys can see the newly approved, under construction, the subdivisions. They've got the different maps and information, and there are maps and stuff that go down below. And those maps that Blake was talking about are down there as well. So check it out. It's shout out to that entire department for keeping that updated. I know that feels like an extra job that we added on to them to help you guys be able to find some of those projects quicker and
super
easier.
Helpful to have it.
And we appreciate that. And then our next slide is just asking if anyone has any questions. Next week, we've got department and project updates. But if you guys have questions, you can always message our page. You can always email myself or Blake, which our website information, or all of our information is on the website, but obviously we post it in the comments too. You can always comment on a live show after we're not live. I try to get back and I reply to relevant questions after the fact. But feel free to always message the page too if you have a question or concern. Now, Blake and I, however, do not work 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah,
only replying to Facebook messages. Hold up. Only replying to Facebook messages. I do reply on the weekends, but if you ask me a question at 11:59, I cannot guarantee it's not going to get replied until the next day or the next work day. We try to be responsive. Blake, no. No, I like my free time too.
I'm just saying.
We do respond pretty quickly though. So
leave those questions there. But if no one else has any questions, then that might be it for our show today.
All right, well, I would like to thank Kristen for being on today.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
You actually have your live show occasionally on the Main Street.
Occasionally?
It's not occasionally.
It's a weekly.
It's
Wednesday. Walkabout Wednesday.
Okay.
She knows.
Sorry.
She knows. Yeah, so thanks for the shout out, Blake. Tim Lehrbach is actually our Main Street coordinator. So he and I, every Wednesday, we go to a different downtown, either restaurant or retailer, and we do a little walkabout with them, hence Walkabout Wednesday. And we let them tell you everything they want about their products, about the history of the building, just whatever they want to highlight. And we always do a prize giveaway. And it's usually about the middle of the show when we'll do it. And it's basically the first person to come in and say that they saw this on Facebook Live, they get a prize just for saying they saw it. And
one prize will be a free pair of boots from the upcoming Boot Barn.
Do we need
we already
rumor
got
control?
those. We already got those. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay.
Fake news.
All right, well,
but we appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. I posted a link to the Facebook page where Kristen and Tim do their lives, so they will be live tomorrow, 11:30.
Yes.
Awesome.
So tune in.
Bye.
See y'all next week.